What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about another signing that the New England Patriots have made. Because boy, have they been a busy team over the last couple of weeks, more specifically this past week, as they try to get prepared for the 2023 season and these upcoming joint practices. And no, this was not going to be about Zeke Elliott being signed because we already made that video. That was a reaction video we made as soon as that signing was made. So if you guys want to hear about Zeke Elliott, you want to hear about these thoughts, go ahead and check out that video already on the channel. But in this one, we're going to be talking about them signing former Bengals and XFL linebacker Carson Wells to a one-year deal. Before we break this one down, though, make sure you guys do leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news per usual. You guys liking the video, you guys commenting and sharing the video really helps out the YouTube algorithm in promoting this video, promoting this channel, and this channel just doing a lot better. So it would mean the world to me if you guys did that. This video, this channel, all the videos and the work is done all by me. So it takes a lot of time. So it would mean the world if you guys could support the channel and just do that real quick, completely free. Takes about a second. But Wells is 24 years old. He originally entered the league with the Cincinnati Bengals as an undrafted free agent back in 2022. For UDFA, he actually lasted pretty long there with the Bengals, especially a roster that it's pretty talented, especially their linebacker core. He was able to premiere in one preseason game with the Bengals back in 2022, but when it came to the NFL's 85-man roster deadline, because as we all know, last year there was a rule after each preseason game, you had to get down to a certain amount of players, and then when they had to get down to 85 players after that first preseason game, he unfortunately was one of the guys that was ultimately cut. After that, he really did not last in the NFL. No other team picked him up. He wasn't on a practice squad, wasn't on a game day roster. So instead of sticking around hoping that some team would sign him in some type of capacity, he decided to go ahead and play with the XFL, in which he was the 62nd overall pick by them in January during their supplemental draft. He appeared in 10 games this past spring in the XFL. He was able to tally up a total of 45 tackles and 3.5 sacks in a total of 8 starts in the 10 games that he played in. And Wells definitely fits what the Patriots like within their linebackers, right? He's a hybrid off-the-ball linebacker, an edge rusher, the type of guy that I can best compare to more like a Kyle Van Noy type of role. Now, not is he nearly as explosive or as NFL ready as Kyle Van Noy was, but he's in that same mold. That is his playing style, and we know that the Patriots do like those types of linebackers and that type of versatility. So obviously, at best, he's not somebody that is fighting for a roster spot. I do think that the linebacker position is very interesting, and we're going to break that down. We're going to break down what this ultimately means for the Patriots. But when you sign this late into the offseason, one preseason game is already done. There's obviously not a lot of traction for you to make the final NFL roster. Now, obviously, the XFL is very, very different than what the NFL is, because guys who play in the XFL would any day drop their contracts to go ahead and play in the NFL. So it's a totally different monster. But I liked what I saw from Carson Wells in his time with the XFL. Like I said, very similar to somebody like a Kyle Van Noy. I thought that his ability in every phase of the game was dominant. Maybe not so much in terms of pass coverage. That's where he's going to need to improve the most. But the type of linebacker that the Patriots like. Someone who can contribute in stopping the run. Someone who can contribute to maybe being a quarterback spy. Can really track down a mobile quarterback and really prevent them from constantly picking up first downs and running all over this team, which in today's league is very important, but also their ability to just play in several different defensive alignments, whether that's playing on the edge, whether that's shooting the gap defensively. And again, that guy is Carson Wells. Have you guys ever thought, why in God's green earth is my wireless bill so gosh darn high? Well, if that was you, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Mint Mobile. Now, you guys probably already know about Mint Mobile, either for their awesome prices, which they're known for, or for Ryan Reynolds, who's also an owner of Mint Mobile, but also has just the best commercials with Mint Mobile. Like, you can't help but to want to watch those. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as just $15 a month, guys. That's not even a coffee a day. And you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, any speed, any data by working with Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile really is the perfect company to show you that paying more doesn't mean you're paying for better. Mint Mobile is also built on the nation's largest 5G network, and they keep costs low for you because they sell to you online. You guys don't have to go to the store. You don't have to get up. You can just be in your bed and switch to Mint Mobile. You guys can cut out all of that social anxiety of having to talk to anybody or going out just by working with them. At the end of the day, why should you have to pay more to access the same network as some of these other companies that are charging you an arm and a leg? All Mint Mobile plans are going to include a 5G nationwide talk and text plus a free hotspot, which, let me tell you, that hotspot comes in clutch when you are somewhere that just has the most booty Wi-Fi you could have ever imagined, aka my house. Mint Mobile also doesn't just have you covered, they have your entire family covered too, because they're offering a modern family plan that lets you set up a super fast, super affordable family plan with as little as just 2 lines. I actually have used Mint Mobile in the past and absolutely loved it. My mom herself has been using Mint Mobile for the longest time, and so I asked her, what are some of your favorite things and takeaways about Mint Mobile so that I can tell my audience about them from an unbiased perspective from Mama PG? And she told me a lot, but she told me one of her favorite things about Mint Mobile is how flexible they are, and that if there is a certain month where she's going a little bit over on data when she shouldn't be, she can easily buy herself, add some more data for that month at a super low and cost-effective price. So if this interests you, make sure you guys do go ahead and check out Mint Mobile, and just a massive, massive shout out to them for sponsoring today's video. Luckily enough for Wells also, he's fighting for a linebacker spot. There's really not a whole lot of linebackers on this Patriots current roster. So, I mean, if he really does show out, maybe, just maybe, he can try to fight for a last-minute 53-man roster spot, but he truly would be the 53rd player on the roster if he was to make it. But he would have to come out guns a-blazing. I'm talking about performing excellent day one, making plays against these joint practices in preseason, give the Patriots a reason to want to keep you around. But like I said, ultimately, I do believe that it really is a practice squad spot that he is hoping for, which is still better than playing in the XFL. But this Patriots current depth chart at linebacker, Juwan Bentley, Jelani Tavai, those are going to be your starters. But we know that somebody like Juwan Bentley in the past has had some issues in terms of staying healthy. You look at the linebackers that the Patriots have behind those guys. Recently signed linebacker Joe Giles-Harris. He's somebody that's a special teamer, has some experience in the NFL, but he's not going to do anything defensively for you. Again, really just a special teamer. So I don't really think that he's in the mix. I think that Wells would outplay him defensively any day. Mack Wilson, obviously a guy that is more ahead of him. I think that would be the guy that he would be fighting for a spot. And obviously Wilson has been on this team for now 2 years, and even he is questionable if he is going to make the roster or not. Calvin Munson, don't think he makes the team, but he has some experience here also. Raekwon McMillan, obviously on IR. Terez Hall, he was let go. You got Chris Board, who probably makes the team specifically just because of what he brings from a special teams standpoint. He'll probably get some rotation snaps at linebacker here and there, but Chris Board has always been a special teamer, and really that is all. And then Diego Fagot, who, after how he performed in this recent preseason game against the Texans, I doubt he's on this roster for much longer. So thankfully for Wells, this is a position that truly has some spots that are wide open. This isn't like it's cornerback. This isn't like it's safety. He's coming into an area with not a lot of proven bodies. New England this offseason especially seems like they have some question marks with this linebacker core. Not those 2 starters in Tavai and Bentley, but they've made a lot of signings. Guys have been released. Guys have been injured. They're making a lot of roster transactions in terms of the linebacker position. So if Wells can come in and make things interesting, then like I said, he might have a case for himself, especially if he can show that he has some special teams ability. But what are your guys' thoughts on this signing? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video, and of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. I appreciate you guys as always for watching, and of course, never forget, go Pats.